Hello, everyone. My name is Julia del Palacio, and I am the Director of Strategic Partnerships at Kufferberg Center for the Arts. I hope you got to see Fernandito's full set. What an amazing, amazing artist, multi-talented. All he does with, just by himself is really incredible. So get ready with your questions, get ready with your comments, because we are bringing Fernandito into the studio. To respond. Fernandito, ¿cómo estás?
Saludos. Good. I mean, we were expecting that weather, but it's a beautiful day here in Long Beach, so
absolutely
it's working out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Queens too. I mean, judging from this morning, I could have never guessed. So I hope people are watching and they're going to be joining us as they click on the Q&A link. So while we get questions from the audience, why don't you start telling us where you're from and how do you get into Nueva Canción?
Well, I'm from San Germán in Puerto Rico, the Southwest. I played music since I was about 10 or 11, just playing drums. And I used to have, like rock bands and a lot of jamming as a teenager. So I didn't do much of the guitar. And I didn't know much about Nueva Canción either. So little by little, I started getting curious about these music that wasn't around, like in mainstream media. It wasn't on the radio or the TV, but it was this beautiful world of music that I didn't know, much about. So I started like maybe writing a couple of songs, but when I got into college, I went study something else completely. I left the music in a way, but then I just got sucked into the guitar, and then it got sucked into the whole Nueva Trova movement, which was just like undiscovered for me. It was just a whole world. So I kind of just, fell down that rabbit hole, I guess. And this is 20 years later. So I actually started singing and writing songs before I could play the guitar that much. So all the guitar stuff has been like self-taught and by all the friends, colleagues and people around me. And then little by little, we're turned on to the whole looping world.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I grew up in Mexico in the 1980s, and Nueva Canción, was like just a very strong element in us, growing up in families and communities. So, and I could hear, these hints of, different artists in your songs, but what you do is so original, is so incredible. So, who would you say is one of your biggest influences in Nueva Canción?
Well, definitely Silvio Rodriguez is for, I'm guessing, like the granddaddy of everyone who does Nueva Canción in a way. In Puerto Rico, Antonio Cabambale El Topo and Roy Brown were actually the first people that I knew that they were doing something similar in the island, and they're like basically up there with like the Silvios and the Serrats and the Pablo Milanés of Latin America and the Caribbean.
That's great. And so I hear you're in Long Beach, right?
I'm in Long Beach, New York.
Yeah. And were you attracted to the beach because of surfing? Did I hear right that you like surfing?
Yeah. It is true. There's a small part of the whole surfing scene of me being in New York. I didn't expect ever to live in New York. But it turns out that one of my favorite corners of the island, the whole Northwest Rincon area, Aguadilla, Isabela, it's like the surfing capitals of the whole Caribbean. I used to always, go surfing and also you can see it there on this side. There's like a little picture my wife made of me on a wave. So I used to do all those gigs. I loved playing in that scene, very beach, relaxed, environmentally aware place to be in the island. And funny enough, little by little, I met now my wife there, and she brought me to Long Beach. But it turns out that I ended up here because of that whole Rincon surfing connection. It goes on like in the Rockaways, the Hamptons, Montauk, and it's a really cool place to be if you come from Puerto Rico. You don't want to deal with New York City, but you want to be in New York. So it's a good like middle point for me.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we have a question from one of our audience members on YouTube. When did electronics start to become an integral part of your sound?
Well, I started fooling around with the loop station right when it came out, like around, I don't know, 2003 or something. I got a loop station as soon as they came out. The Boss 20 RC20, but it's a very difficult thing to maneuver. So it took me a whole bunch of years to make it an essential part of my show. And like I was saying, I'm not much of a guitarist, so the looping was something that I could really use my band skills with. So after mastering the whole flow of doing loops, I started putting together stuff from an iPod Touch, a couple of apps there just to make a couple of effects. Like you heard, like the keyboard effect, also the sampler. So for many years, I've been just like adding little elements to the looping show. The thing about the electronics and the iPad is that I don't have to carry around, you know, a snare drum and this and that. But you know, the iPad I can just have so many things there. I've been traveling for many years, so keeping the equipment to the minimum in terms of weight and amount of items is a key part.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. It's super smart. Would you say, do you do most of your shows by yourself, or do you also work with other musicians?
For years, I carried around a three-piece, a percussionist and a guitarist, multi-instrumentalist. So we had that. We ran that for a while. I'm guessing that for the last 10 years or 7, I've been mainly playing by myself and with one extra musician or maybe 2. I haven't really dealt with a big band in many years.
Well, it's like you're a big band on your own, you know, with everything that you do. So it's really a very interesting sound that you accomplish. So we have another question from YouTube. Will you be coming to Miami soon?
Well, actually, I've never played in Florida in general. I've been looking for any city that could work. There's a lot of Puerto Rican community in like around Orlando, around Tampa, or Miami. So I've been looking into the idea. I'm obviously open for any offers. Last year, I went to Miami as an adult for the first time, and I looked around the scene. And the truth is that I haven't found a scene or you know, or like a vibe that goes with my music yet. You know, I see small pockets in other cities, but not Miami. But just feel free to let me know if you know of a cool spot that I could do a show at.
You heard it, Florida, Miami folks. If you know of
Let
any
me know.
spots where, you know, Fernandito could play some music, let him know. And speaking of playing live, I mean, I know these days it's not so easy to, you know, just go around playing music for live audience. But I heard you are actually doing live shows these days, right? Where are you playing?
Well, I mean, I've actually done maybe like 4 or 5 so far in the last couple of weeks, since restaurants or bars that have open spaces are now relying on a solo act or maybe a duo, because none of the places here are hiring bands still. So at least here, just in a couple of the places, I was in Montauk for the weekend. And a couple of places there have big open spaces, so they can have live music, you know, in a corner. We have to be 15 feet away from the audience, but it's worked out. But mostly like outdoor places.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, where can people oh wait, we have a question and from Facebook, the CUNY Dance Initiative. Love how the beach influences your music. What are the surf scenes you like the most in the US besides Long Beach?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've never surfed in the U.S. I've been here for 5 years, and as long as now, I've been getting to the water when I go to Montauk. I'm guessing that there's. I would love to surf in Montauk. I love the water there, and I've seen good waves in the Rockaways. We live in Long Beach, and in Puerto Rico, we're just so spoiled having so many different waves and so many different beaches in a small place that I really haven't ventured into the water here yet.
All right. I hear it's a lot colder than it is in Puerto Rico. So be ready for that.
I'm still getting my head around it.
Exactly. You need maybe another couple of years to prepare, right?
Yeah. My wife and all the people here do that polar plunge. They jump into the water. So I'm guessing that could happen first. They'll just go right for the worst.
Yeah, that's a good way of just like getting it out of the way, and then just be more relaxed to go into the waves. That's great.
Yeah.
And where can people find more music? Where can they see you? Like, what are your social media channels and website and all of that?
Basically, Fernandito Ferrer all around. Like on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. All Fernandito Ferrer. The only catch there is that I have an album that I recorded, more than 10 years ago that you can find on YouTube, on iTunes and Spotify. But then you have to Google Fernando Ferrer because at the moment that they published it, I used Fernando, and then all my other social media things are down Fernandito under Fernandito. But many of the new things are on YouTube. Things I've been doing since I've been in New York, like the Fania record videos, like this video now. I did the Kennedy Center, is also online. I did the Tiny Desk contest, and that's online. And also, like I need to put it out there. I've been working on a GoFundMe campaign to record a new album here in New York with all these new influences and all these musicians that just roam the city. And we're already up to $7,000. So if you look, if you see it around, you can share it because we're looking forward to start recording. Whenever the things get a little more relaxed, we're already kind of like halfway into the budget, so we could just move right along with the recording.
Yeah, that's great. So actually, Teresa Lenz from Facebook was asking, are you writing and recording new music? So I guess you are, and you're funding it through crowdsourcing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically that's half of the question. I'm not recording right now because I'm kind of ambitious in the sense that I want to have a real, put together album. Many other songs that I'm performing now, like the ones that I did for this show, have been songs that I've been working for the last 10 years, but they haven't been recorded officially. So basically, like 3/4 of the album has already been written for more than 5 years, and then a couple of new ones, and then like these type of covers that I'd like to undo and redo in a different way. Maybe I'll do one of those. Oh yeah, the GoFundMe hashtag GoFund Fernandito. You can see it all over. I have my own brand of Puerto Rican artisan coffee, espresso cups, tote bag stickers to give back to people for their contributions. So you can just look it up.
All right. So folks, GoFundMe, look up Fernandito Ferrer, and maybe you'll get, you want to get a t-shirt or a mug or something. That sounds great. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that, and the best of luck, in this difficult period for all artists. And I'm sure we'll see you perform live in person soon. Hopefully, this was fantastic. Thank you so much. Anything you recorded in Rockaway Beach, right?
Oh yeah. Thanks a lot to shout out to them. These people have like an internet radio station, and they packed like a little studio with drum sets, amps, audio, video, all integrated, and they do interviews and things there, and they record you a couple of songs. So since I needed a space to do this closed, and I wanted it to look good, and they're not doing a lot these days, so I just told them, I just reached out to them, and they did an incredible job with all the video, and I'm sure they can do that for any artist. You just go there. It's a really tiny place. You just close yourself up there in the Rockaway Beach Broadcasting Company. So thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome. The Rockaway Beach Broadcasting Company.
Yes.
Great. All right. Well, a shout out to them. Thank you so much, everybody who watched the show and the Q&A. Remember that Fernandito's set is going to live in Coverberg Center's YouTube channel and Facebook page. And so if you didn't catch it all, or if you want to send it to people, please do, because he's going to be there. And I could watch it over and over again. It was so fantastic. Live at the Gantries Online. Next week, we have the Chivalrous Crickets, who do Americana, Irish music, very old music as well. So it's going to be a really interesting concert. So please keep coming back Tuesday, 7 p.m. for the remaining of August. So Fernandito, thank you so much again. And I hope you see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot to you and all the organizers, all the people. Saludo a toda la gente de Puerto Rico que yo sé que estaba viendo. Un abrazo. Los extraño. I went from watching, so my family was watching. So thanks a lot.
All right. Saludos.
See you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.